Now, let me first give you a bit of my background before I explain some of these things, so that you understand where I'm coming from. To tell you some of these things are not actually exactly in the Bible. Yeah? My background, I used to listen to a man who was teaching end time, that futurism, yeah, called Ray Bentley. Now he went on to be with the Lord. Yeah? I listened to men like Jack Van Impe. I don't know if some of you have listened to such guys. Very old Musei and the wife loved end time, could quote many scriptures off head, you know. I just love the man. I listened to John Hagee, yeah, Perry Stone, yeah. And then here in Uganda, I'm going to try to be as raw as possible, yeah, for you to understand where I'm coming from, yeah. Here in Uganda, I worked with a man who actually I would say is the best person that has ever taught any time here in Uganda, called Joseph Kapleta. Yeah? I worked with him, but by then, he could actually give out his teachings for free. Yeah? So actually, I went deeper on all his teachings. I researched about those teachings. Yeah? I could do even PowerPoints on my laptop. I'm sure the PowerPoints are still there. Yeah? I ran with that message because Bambi, he was giving out the messages saying, you guys need to listen to these things. The Lord is soon coming back. Yeah? So I taught those things. Yeah? Now, from that perspective, yeah, the rapture, this is what they say, yeah, is something that was started even from the Jewish wedding, where you could come, you and you know, they keep the bride somewhere, and then the bride what? Comes, and the groom comes and takes away their bride, yeah? So the rapture was based on that, yeah? And like I've told you, again, there were already mistakes done, yeah? Like putting things and dates of certain scriptures in future. Actually, when I start to touch on the book of Revelation, you'll understand the mistakes that were done, that a lay person who doesn't go into deep research, ateta wanyanyo, these things you won't see them. Already there were mistakes. They put these things in the future. So it means they were building, but they were already building on error. Yeah? So, of course, when they tell you now, okay, there's going to be rapture and all of that, you have to understand that even translations, yeah, they were wrong or in a way, because many translations, okay, I'm not saying everything in the translations, but many things in there were added. And when I say these names, I'm not saying they don't have any good things they've spoken about. These people, the Pastor Chris's and all that, they've just started to teach these things in COVID. For us, we knew those things 8 years ago. We were teaching those things, the things that we are teaching. Yeah? The Hubert Angels, Joseph Prince actually taught that message a long time ago. Yeah? We have followed this stuff. You understand? But these people started just recently here, and they could run with the message and all that. But I told you that this message wasn't taught in the early church. When you go to people like the Jonathan Edwards, those revivalists, the Charles Spurgeon, that is not the kind of doctrine they taught. You understand? When you go to the apostles of Christ, they never taught it that way. Now, that scripture you've just quoted was always known to speak about the second coming of the Lord, not the rapture. Okay? I told you when the rapture started. I told you that the rapture, when Francisco Ribera is battling with the Protestants that were telling him that you people are the Antichrist and all of that, he decided to create a new branch of theology called futurism. Okay? Because end time was always looked at in 4 major ways. One is futurism, where it puts everything in the future. Yeah? Historicism, where it's saying the book of Revelation is stretched over a period of 2,000 years. These were all things added, but I want you to interest you, as I go on, you will notice that the Bible has a particular way where the Bible interprets the Bible.
Oh, yes.
That you don't need to invent so much things from outside
Yes.
to interpret the Bible. And because of those things and those errors, we entered into so much era. You understand? So, what most of these people were doing, they were doing what we call topical preaching. Okay? Ribera poses that thought. When he poses the thought, what happens? I've told you that a revival is going on in Glasgow, Scotland, yeah, where now there was a man called Edward Irving. He's rising that thing, and a young girl called Margaret MacDonald. She has the vision where she's saying, the Lord shall come back in two phases. But the only problem with that is also they were basing, and John Nelson Darby was in that meeting. He had that vision and decided to run with the gospel of the rapture. All the names I'm saying them because these are historical facts. You can check them and check, okay, when did this start? You can check them, you can Google them, you can do anything about them. You understand? That is why I'm giving you names. So that is when the teaching of rapture started. Are you understanding? Now, the thing you just quoted, where they say that rapturo, you know, these are the things that get people into messes. Modern eschatology started to do modern repairs. You understand? In doctrine. Because already the thing was taught so long. I've told you D.L. Moody has printed it, and many people. Scofield has written the first reference Bible. It is teaching rapture. You understand? So because of that, these guys had to do repair jobs. You understand? I want you to interest you to know that Jesus was not Italian, so Jesus didn't speak Latin. You understand? So if you're to tell us, yeah, that me, I'm taking it literally because the Latin Bible is saying rapturo, the person that should take it literally is a person, then you have to go back and study Hebrew and study Greek, because the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, the New Testament was written in Greek, and buy yourself a Hebrew Bible and a Greek Bible. That is literal studying. Jesus was not even an English, he didn't speak English. So if you quote something here from English, yeah, if you're to understand it literally, make sure that what it says in English is what it says in Greek.
Yeah.
And I told you, because of also these languages and translations, we lost a lot of revelation. But I told you, most of these things started to become political. These guys ran with this thing for so long as a vision. And then, that alone is also going against the basic knowledge of who a true prophet is, or how they are supposed to be judged. Okay? How come that is the only vision that stands out from Margaret MacDonald? She doesn't have any other visions. You can't pick out such a whatever and you just run with that. There are fundamentals of how you test a true prophet.
Yes.
You understand? What is their track record? That is why some of you who go on YouTube and you listen to everybody, I died and I saw this one in hell. Apart from that vision when you died, what other things have you prophesied and we saw them and they came to pass?
Yes.
That is what makes you a credible voice. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to be what? Sober. So when she introduces this thing, go back to my teaching, rapture theology. Go back. You can't get it in all one. Yeah? But then I'm saying they started now later on to find theology to back up what rapture is. So I've told you the Jewish wedding, yeah? Then they came to Matthew. Actually, Matthew is not talking about anything called rapture.
True.
Neither is it speaking about anything that was supposed to happen in our time. Matthew 24, anybody that uses it for anything futuristic, they are using it out of lack of diligence or sheer ignorance. Yeah? So there are scriptures there. I told you they are saying that one will be taken, one will be left. Yeah?
Yes.
And the warriors warned us, make sure you don't be left what?
Behind.
They started the Jeff Jenkins and all of those books, Left Behind series. They did a movie out of it, Nicolas Cage and all that. It is true. By the way, I want to interest you that the end time that is taught by futurists, yeah, it is one of the end time that occultists love the best. You don't know. That's why Nicolas Cage, those are deep occultist guy.
True.
They will play movies like, yeah,
Left Behind.
Left Behind. They'll get in movies like Next, his movie Next, where the earth is being destroyed by the sun. But these are things that were what? Not in thorough whatever. So